Hello. In 2010, Charles Ingram and Robert Webster, two neighbors who were known to argue frequently, um, and also had concealed and carry permits, got into another argument, as they frequently did. And this particular argument escalated until Ingram pulled his weapon on Webster, and Webster in return pulled his weapon. The dispute continued, and eventually both gentlemen discharged their weapons almost simultaneously. Webster died immediately, and Ingram died approximately 1 month later. Under the protection of concealed and carry laws, people carry guns all the time in public areas. There's not a lot of restriction on where they can carry them, and they can cause normally mundane situations to quickly escalate into a deadly confrontation, as we saw in the example. Just because people have the right to own a weapon doesn't mean that they should be able to carry them anywhere without restriction. Concealed weapons seldom end in a favorable outcome, and it's been proven that they are not necessarily reducing our crime rate. According to the Spokane Review 2014, a mother at a local Walmart was killed when her toddler of 2 years old pulled a weapon out of her purse and accidentally discharged it and killed the mother. Obviously, the mother had a concealed carry permit, and she wasn't very responsible with where she placed the weapon in her purse and the proximity to the child. According to Ayers and Donahue 2009, an increase in concealed and carry weapons has not been shown to greatly reduce crime rates in murder, robbery, or rape. And it goes further to say that a lot of the case studies that have been done on the subject have skewed the data and the study in favor of the pro-gun lobbies. It's important to have clear guidelines on postings and where people are allowed to have concealed weapons. Firstly, people in public areas should be aware if concealed weapons are present or could potentially be present. You wouldn't want to go to a stadium, a hotel, a restaurant, your children's school without knowing that there's the potential for a weapon to be there. According to Blake 2016, there are significant gaps in state laws in addressing where concealed weapons can be carried and what rights businesses and local governments have to restrict their presence. I think in smoking, it's always been up to the owner of a business to determine whether his patrons are allowed to smoke or not to smoke. I think the same rule should apply to concealed weapons. If you own a business, you should have a say in whether someone coming in can actually carry a loaded weapon or not. I think that the laws for concealed weapons in general don't go far enough, and they're much too relaxed in favor of the person with the concealed weapon permit. The reality is, just because you're a law-abiding citizen today doesn't mean that won't change tomorrow. Obviously, criminals have to start somewhere, and that starts with the decision. If you decide to go kill somebody, you have a concealed and carry permit, you're basically free to drive your vehicle, carry a loaded weapon on you until you get to your final destination where you intend to commit that crime. And if you're pulled over by the police, in a lot of cases, they won't even pull you out of the vehicle. They'll ask you for your permit. You show them the permit. They don't ask any further questions about what you're doing with a loaded weapon. You're just exercising your right to carry it. They check the box, and let you go on your way. I think that creates a huge opportunity for somebody that decides that they want to commit a crime. And in the heat of passion, some people can do stupid things. And in the same scenario, if you were pulled over by the police, you were intending to commit a crime, and they asked you where you were going, you would have to provide them with some kind of a response other than, here's my permit. So in review, we've talked about how concealed weapons can escalate a normal, what might result in a fist fight or some relatively harmless confrontation into a deadly confrontation. We reviewed the rights of people to know where concealed weapons are present, and we also looked at how the conceal and carry laws don't go far enough. If they shouldn't be completely repealed, they need to be regulated to prevent people from having the opportunity to carry a weapon just anywhere. I think we need to rethink the laws surrounding the concealed and carry and put more restrictions on where people can carry them. And we need to do some more studies on whether they truly have an impact on crime prevention or reduce crime in general. We need unbiased reviews that will give us some answers before we jump to conclusions or take a study as fact when in fact it is skewed in favor of the gun lobby. So that covers my speech. If there are any questions, I'll take them now. No? Well, thank you for your time and consideration.